Oh my god, I didn't know you were in here. Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm filming my favorite autumn blushes video. Get your butt out of here. Which was highly requested after my favorite autumn lipsticks video. I have 11 different formulas to talk about and I swatched them all on my cheeks as well as my arms so you can get a feel for the color as well as the texture. So before we get into it, I'd love for you to subscribe if you haven't already and let's get started. I'm really excited about today's video because it's my favorite topic, blush. So I kind of feel like I don't know where to start. I guess we'll start off with the blush that's on my cheeks right now, and I've been reaching for these so much this season. These are the Tower 28 blushes and I have 3 shades here that are absolutely perfect for fall. The one I'm wearing today is Power Hour, and I would say that this is like a perfect kind of brick red, chestnutty brown shade. I think it's so stunning. This one is super pigmented, so it'll be perfect for a lot of skin tones. But I go in with like the tiniest amount and I get this pigmentation. They're stunning. I love this formula too because they're very balmy and they're multi-purpose. You can use them on your lips as well, which I put a little bit on just to make more of a monochromatic moment. They do have kind of that more heavier balmy texture. They're very slippy in the pan, but once they're on your cheeks, they have this really great grip. So they do have great longevity for how dewy they are. I would say that they're not overly pigmented, but they definitely do pack a lot of punch and you only need the tiniest amount and it will go a long way. This formula has been a favorite of mine for years now, I believe. I don't know how long they've been around in my collection, but they're always highly reached for and they're always in the rotation. But my 3 recommended shades for the fall time are Power Hour, of course, Office Hours, and After Hours. Like I said, Power Hour is that more chestnutty, burnt brick shade. Then Office Hours, which is actually their newest shade, which I've been adoring so much, is this really pretty mauvey, warmer pink, which is so perfect for the fall transition. And then of course, After Hours is the perfect like late fall color. I feel like this would be amazing in the winter as well. It'll give you like that frostbitten, not frostbitten, nobody wants to look frostbitten, oh my god. But when your cheeks are nipped by the cold and they become that really cute red flushed look, that would be a perfect color to reach for too. I should include Power Hour here too as well. See, I'm way too excited, I'm getting flustered. There they are. Like this just screams cranberry, like perfect for Thanksgiving. Ooh, I forgot to mention, I did have a discount code for a month and I believe they forgot to turn it off because it's still active. You can use the code Julia15 for 15% off. I really hope it's still active. By the time this video goes live, I hope they did forget. I want to talk about the newest additions to my collection here. These are the About Face Cheek Freak blushes, and as you can tell, there are quite a few shades that are amazing for fall. My #1 favorite from the entire line is Get Some. I'll quickly swatch it for you right now. There's gonna be so many swatches in this video, but this formula is very interesting. If you're familiar with the Rare Beauty melting blushes, you will adore these because they're very similar in the sense that they do dry down to this gorgeous powder and they feel matte after a while and they just look like a little cheek stain. And you can also use these ones on the lips as well. But yeah, when you first open up the compact, it feels a little bit dry, but once you make contact, the warmth of your fingers start to melt the product and it just becomes this luxurious texture. It's really nice. So if you like the Rare Beauty melting blushes, but you want more colors, they have such a fun range. So that one is my #1 favorite, Get Some. This next one is such a fun color. It's such a deep red. This is the shade Big O. And because these ones do dry down to that matte powdery state, they do have amazing longevity and I just love how fun the shade range is. This next one is Cowgirl, which is a gorgeous, more vibrant orange, which is fun if you want to go to a pumpkin patch or something. Love that. I want to go to a pumpkin patch. I should ask my friends to go. And the last shade is Smash. You can even see it on the back of my hand here, how it gives that like nice stained look. They're gorgeous, and on the lips they give that blotted finish. They're so fun. I'm just completely enthralled by the whole blush line they came out with. You know I have to talk about them. You do. Patrick Ta. The Patrick Ta blushes. They're just way too good. I feel like I rave about them any chance I can get. My newest addition is the shade Oh She's Different, and I also ordered the new palette he came out with today, so that will be a video coming up soon. I'm really excited to see how the highlighter wears. But anyways, I'm getting off track, getting too excited. These 3 shades are incredible for fall. So first off, we have Oh She's Different, which is another gorgeous kind of mauvey cranberry vibe. And I love how you get 2 different formulas in here. You get like this gorgeous balmy cream blush and an amazing powder blush that blurs your skin beautifully. You can use either side alone, or you can have fun mixing and matching them, whether you go in with the cream first and adding a little bit of powder on top to lock it in, or going in with the powder first and a little bit of the cream to make it more dewy like. Incredible and so fun to work with always. The next shade that's perfect for fall is She's So LA, which was my first one I ever picked up, and it's still here. It's such a classic. It looks like a bronzer almost, but once it's on your skin, it does have a lot of warmth, so it doesn't look like a bronzer once it's placed on your blush placement spots. Did that make sense? No, it didn't, but you know what I mean. So right there, you can see it has like a little bit more of a red undertone to it that doesn't look like a cheesy bronzer, just looks really rich. And then the last shade, mine is in this palette, which is no longer available, but he does sell it in this format now. It's the shade She's Baked. And this one has a lot of plum undertones to it. Just look at this one, hold on, this shade right here. It's just a little bit more unique, and it's been in my rotation heavily this week. I dream of this blush. It suits mauvey looks, it suits brown looks, it suits a lot of colors. It kind of pulls differently depending on what you pair it with, and I think it looks amazing with my auburn hair. So I know a lot of people are going auburn, so this would be a great blush option for you if you don't know what blushes you want to use with your new look. You know, I had to rave about them one more time. It's not the last time. No, it's not. You know there had to be something Rare Beauty in today's video. They constantly have me in a chokehold, but this is my favorite blush for the fall time. It's the shade Believe, and it's in their liquid blushes in the dewy formula. This one is so stunning. It kind of has kind of a cooler toned aspect to it, if you can see it in the thicker swatch here. It suits plum looks or mauvey looks. It suits more than that as well, but I think that's what it's best paired with. And if you really blend it out, you can see there is a bit more warmth than its initial swatch, but it's a stunning, stunning color. And honestly, whenever I look at my Rare Beauty blushes, I think of them as investments because you only need the smallest amount. And I swear, I think I'm gonna have this for life, which is so nice. The formula, although it's crazy pigmented, after you learn how to really work with them, you're gonna get flawless applications every time. My favorite way to apply them, and the way I recommend to apply them, is taking a little dot in the palm of your hand. I like the palm of my hand because it doesn't like sink into my pores on the back of my hand, and I feel like this is warmer than the outside of my hand, and I like how the palm cups my brush as well. So then I'll take whatever brush I want to use. I usually go in with a compact one, and I really like to smudge it in like so. You're gonna feel like you're not gonna have any blush left in here, but it's gonna be absorbed by each bristle, and then you're gonna want to tap it onto your cheek. I'm already wearing a lot of blush, so I don't want to add even more, but this is what I do, but on my face. And then you get like the perfect amount. And if you do end up adding too much, just take your foundation brush or your sponge and you can dab around the edges, and it should melt it into everything else seamlessly. That's the best technique to apply these that I've found, and then you'll be flawless every time. Next up, I wanted to talk about the new serum blushes from M Cosmetics. They recently reformulated them and repackaged them. They still have the same silhouette. If you want to see a more in-depth video about them, let me know, but I did film a TikTok/a Reels, and I swatched every color. I shared all of the differences that I could see at the time. It's a quick little video, but it's very informative. But yes, this is what the new version looks like. You now squeeze the top instead of like pushing the top, and it comes out a lot smoother. But they also launched some new shades. They came out with one called Autumn Sky, and I don't really like it. It's a bit too brown for my liking. I'll grab it just so you can see what it looks like, because I've never shown it on my channel. I'll swatch both of the new shades off the bat here so you can see. I love one of the new ones though. And they reformulated them to have more skincare benefits, but they honestly feel a lot more smooth in pigment, so you don't need to really work them into your skin anymore. They just apply like normal blushes. So this one is Forbidden Fruit, which I adore. This is one of the blushes I included in this video, and this is Autumn Sky. I just don't vibe with this color. I don't find that it looks good on my skin tone, but maybe you would, and I think it would be a perfect autumn color, but I just don't like it for me personally. But the other shade I wanted to include is part of their original line, is Soft Amethyst. This one kind of gives me the same vibes as the Tower 28 Office Hours blush. Bit more vibrant, and of course a lot more dewy because it's the serum formula. So here we have it, the two shades. So Forbidden Fruit, which is one of the new shades, and Soft Amethyst. gorgeous. Like, look how perfect for fall. I would recommend these only for like normal skin types to drier skin types if you have super oily skin. Now I can kind of get away with it if I apply it kind of near the edges of my face where I'm less oily, but if I apply it closer to the center, it's bad news. Bad news bears. If you have a normal to dry skin type, you would love these because they just make you look ultra dewy and they have this beautiful pigmentation. I find the new versions to be a little bit more pigmented, so they are more vibrant once they're on your cheeks. They're beautiful. So I had to mention them. I also have some more Cosmetics favorites. These are the Heaven's Glow blushes. This is my favorite formula from Cosmetics, and I have 3 to talk about today. First one, you guessed it, Faded Clementine. I'm so in love with this color. These blushes are really cool too because I sometimes feel like they adjust to your skin tone, but I don't think that's true. You can just see wherever I swatch it, it looks a little bit more orange. And once you apply them to your skin, it really brings the vibrance out from the blush. Like, there is Faded Clementine. Oh my goodness. So gorgeous. It's such a unique orange. It's more on the yellow side rather than the red. And I really like this blush formula because it has a slight pearlescence to it that is so fine. So it just looks like a cream once it's on your skin. It doesn't look pearly or glittery when you're looking at it at all. And Faded Clementine has the most beautiful golden sheen. The next one is the shade Rococo, which is a perfect brown. It's almost neutrally for a blush, but it's so flattering on your skin. And it has kind of like a nudie, I would say like a soft champagne shift to it. It's very subtle, but look at that color, it's so gorgeous. And the last one is Venetian Rose, which they also have in the serum blushes as well as the So Soft blushes, but I really wanted to showcase these ones today. I use these far more than the So Soft blushes. And the last one there, that's Venetian Rose, and it has like a, obviously like a more golden rosy shift to it. These are the epitome of fall for me. And obviously they're super long wearing because they are powders, but I just love how they look like creams once they're on your cheeks. So these ones would be for the dry people. These are for the oily people. I think I'm a secret ninja because there is a fly running through here. Running? No, it's definitely flying, but I went like this and I caught it. It's chilling right there. I wish I was filming. I wish I was filming. I don't think I've ever been so proud. My reflexes are like my cat's reflexes. I'm so proud. Okay, moving on. This is another very obvious choice, but these are the Rose Ink blushes. Can you guess what shades? Of course, Foxglove is here. And look, recently I hit pan. I feel so proud. Foxglove is such a stunning shade. Another shade that reminds me of fall so much. It's a unique color as well. It's kind of orangey, kind of brick, but also very coral. I use this shade all year round, but I think it's best suited for fall, I would say. It's gorgeous. This is my #1 favorite cream blush formula. Still stand by that. They do have like this gorgeous pearl running through them that makes them look even more dewy, but it's not actually as dewy as they look on your cheeks. It's just that pearlescence putting in the work. And they have like a soft whipped texture that feels very unique, but once they're on your cheeks, they have a really good wearing time. And the other shade is Azalea, which is a newer love of mine out of the shades I own. It's not as loved as Foxglove yet, but here it is. It's one of the more vibrant colors in this video, but I think it's perfect for fall nonetheless. I have an extensive collection of almost all of the shades, not all of them yet, but they're like my pride and joys of my blush collection. I couldn't wait to whip this out in the fall. This next shade is Terracotta from Murad. This is one of the more subtle ones, which I wanted to include a few subtle shades in here, just in case if you wanted to do some lip focus looks, but you still wanted to add some fall vibes to your cheeks. And this one's perfect. It's a very soft, perfectly named shade. It's very terracotta. And it has such a thin texture and it's very sheer, but it still shows up on your cheeks and it lasts a long time as well. My favorite shade is Beverly Hills, but this one is coming for that title, I think. It's so cute. Very quick, perfect, softer option. I have another powder option here. This is the MAC powder blush in the shade Burnt Pepper, which has been a favorite of mine for a year now. I use this blush so much. I think this one's really cute because it can look like a sunburn without the damage, but it also has like this burnt cherry depth to it that I think is so unique and that is so complementary to different fall tones. I think this color looks amazing with browns. It also looks amazing with plums or purples, whatever you're going in with. It's a fun one to add a little contrast with, or if you want to do more of a vibrant cheek, I think it's so cute. And I needed to include a classic. This one just needed to be in here. It had its place. and almost didn't make it, but I just didn't feel comfortable without it in this video. Another red leaning blush I wanted to have in here is the Huda Beauty Cheeky Tint in the shade Rebel Red. This one won my heart very quickly. The moment I received it in PR, I was like, yeah, you're gonna be in my life for quite a bit, aren't ya? I just adore this blush formula. It filled a void for me that was missing in my collection. I don't have that many blush sticks. I always found them to be a little too waxy or too sheer or too dewy or too glossy, whereas this one is just perfect. Although it does look insanely glowy, it's because there is a really nice pearl running through it. Amplifies the glow even more without it being insanely sticky. It is a little bit more on the dewy side, but it does adjust to your skin and it sets really well and it stays really well. I just adore this color. I find it to be very unique because it has some orange undertones, some brighter red undertones and corals. So I think this would suit a lot of skin tones beautifully. It's just one of those really unique blushes I have in my collection and I hold so dear and that I hold so dearly to my heart. Is that the saying? I don't know. Why does that sound weird to me now? It's probably not the saying, knowing me. And the last blush I have here to talk to you about is the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush in the shade Rose Latte. This one is so fun to whip out every year. They've been out for a long time, but I dream of it all the time. Here it is swatched on the back of my hand. It has this gorgeous like see-throughness to it, but it's so impactful at the same time. And I love its sheen because it does look quite glowy, but at the same time, it feels dry once it's on. So it does grip down to your base and it is going to wear beautifully throughout the day. Now that I'm looking at it, it kind of reminds me of the Tower 28 Power Hour blush that I'm wearing right now. I was holding it up and I was like, that looks kind of similar. Let me see. I didn't piece this together when I was swatching them all on my cheeks. Oh yeah, they're definitely similar, but Tower 28 is more pigmented and has a bit of a different undertone there. It has more pink in it. This is Tower 28. This is Fenty. They're different. They're different enough. There you go. And there we have it. Those are all of the blushes I'm extra excited to be wearing this fall. Let me know if you have any shades that are feeling extra special to you right now. I would love to know in the comments down below. But that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this fall blushes video. If you did, please give this video a like, and I will make sure to list and link all of the blushes I talked about today in the description down below. So feel free to check that out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!